Because okay, I've suggested to him gold mining. I have.
I've done that.
Washington is one of the 10 highest states in the country for gold mining. Of course, like Alaska, #1. I've suggested to him a billion other ideas that because I go on those all the time, and it's just like, all right, I just got to keep on going back. But like, we had everything out there, just trying to feel where are we going to get hit, and then or are we going to do anything, and then volume worked out really, really well, especially because we're able to offer a good product. Like, we can show some of my work here. I'll say some of those. We're able to offer a good product for a really reasonable price. Like, our packages are for 2015 for right now are like $29 to $69. And for one package, you get multiple photos, multiple prints. And we're just able to offer, and because we do them so quickly, we're able to offer a good package. I really enjoy that because, you know, like I said, everyone wants to be the multi-$1,000 portrait photographer. I shoot portraits for $4,000. Cool. Now, how do you actually get there? You put your prices at $4,000 and you put your work out there, you get no answers.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it, sometimes it's the luck of the draw and being in the right place and having someone who has big money who believes in you and then putting their money into that. And that could be, I mean, these are not definites. This is just what I have done is I've just experienced, you go out there and then you put your price out there, but then no one's biting. And you're thinking, dude, this work, and I'm thinking, this work is really good. Am I not exactly doing the right area? Well, it's kind of funny because we're talking about prices here, and people question, like, wedding photographers, how do I price my work? Price your work, what do you think it's worth? What's it worth to you? I mean, I hate when people come up to me. Other way. I hate when people come to me and tell me that my prices are either too low or too high. Shut up. It's not your company. You know, don't tell me. And I hate when people are and I've gotten to the point. But what I wanted to get at though is I was shooting weddings for like $700 when I first started. Mm-hmm. Now I charge, and last year I charged $1,700. People will be like, "That's so low. How can you be so cut?" Because that's what I believed my work was at. And also you were getting sales there. Yeah. Those have to go together. I was feeding my family. Your belief and the market have to go together. It's like I did 22 weddings last year, and that was too much. It was a little overwhelming for me. And the year before you did 25? Yeah. Yeah. But it was easier because Sid was going to school and we had more time to be able to do that stuff. So now it's like, okay, I'm a stay-at-home dad with a kid. And so 12 weddings, and if I do 12 weddings at $2,400, that's how I calculated it. Mm-hmm. I get, out of that, I'll get $30,000 or $20,000 a year. Or if you new lenses. Yeah, but I mean, but I'm at the point now where I've bought all my stuff. I don't have to put money back into the company, so I'm actually making money back. And that gets me and Sid to, close to a good $60,000 a year. Mm-hmm. And I'm fine with that. People would be like, well, you can't just settle on, but that's average. I mean, I'm not making the killing. I'm just doing what I like, and raising my child is what I just want to do. Well, and going back to pricing what you believe you're worth, I agree with that, but also is like, you have to have actually sales within there. You can't. I know. You're 8 months in, no one's bought your wedding. You can't blindly just go in there and go, you know what? I'm going to make, my rent's $9,000 a month, and I'm going to do these for $20 a shot. You can't. And here's a line that I hate sometimes educating photographers will do, is that they will, as far as pricing goes, they'll talk to somebody who's doing a portrait session for like $400 and be like, why are you charging $400? That's so cheap. That's way too low for what you do. And then the reasoning will be like, well, you're shooting kids, right? Yeah. What if those kids die tomorrow? Then aren't those photos invaluable? But the hard part comes into the whole supply and demand thing of it all, is that if you're a person wanting photos and all you want is someone who can take some decent blurry background photos, outside, natural light, whatever, that's all you care for, there's a ton of people that can do that. If you're not bringing anything unique to the situation, even now, whether that's in your photos, in your turnaround, in your end product, in your experience, in whatever, there's nothing for you to base any pricing on. And I'm sure you can say,
you believe it, which is good. It's good to believe what you're charging is what you're worth, or it's good to believe that. But is like I said, you have to have it with the market going in. It's just like Peter Hurley, cutting you off. Peter Hurley, when he started shooting headshots, was like a couple $100 or whatever. And as he would get more busy, he would charge $50 more, $50 more, $50 more, till he was where he wanted to be at as far as for busyness and all that stuff. So that's.
I told myself this: I would raise my prices every year because I noticed my plateau would change every season. So I'm getting better every year. So my prices are going to get higher every year. I don't know, but in the marketing side, like there's a certain like level where I won't go. Like I'm not going to shoot your wedding for free, or I'm not going to shoot your wedding. Even if you're my friend, I'm doing a wedding actually in Idaho, and I said, hey, I'll charge you for travel, and and a couple $100, and I'll do it mainly because I just want to go shoot a wedding somewhere else.
Well,
but
and there's like shooting for free, and then there's like shooting for no value.
Yeah, and I won't go any lower than like $1,000. I won't shoot. I just won't.
Well, and that's like to where the times when I'll shoot for free, even now, is if I'm doing something I've never ever done before. Doing something brand new. Just saw it now with the portfolio and like the
I'm the same way.
And, it's like because I don't have anything in there. Yes, I will shoot for free because it is still valuable to me because then I'll have this portfolio that then I could show someone else. It's just like even though right now my modeling shots or whatever are the value for me is that I enjoy them a lot.
Oh, so I got to tell you this story. So I went to a client. Okay, so I met a client, and I said, "Do you have any questions for me? Is there anything you want to ask me?" She's like, "What makes you a good photographer?" Dude, I was just like, I was pissed actually.
What makes you a good person?
Well, I said, and I explained to her, and I said, I was talking to her about these images and the story behind them. And I said, I think that's what makes me a good photographer. But really what I wanted to tell her was, you saw my damn portfolio for one thing. The images speak for themselves. If you need more than that in your photographer, I just wanted to herself is the thing. Sorry, but I was like, I don't care if she sees this, but it ate me up for 3 days. Like, how dare you do that after seeing like my portfolio? Like, and then call me up and then put me under the bus by your question and put me on stand like that. Like, I thought it was rude of her to ask that question when you looked at my portfolio and then I had to drive out to go see you for a consultation. And then you put me under the bus by asking that question. It was a really rude question, I felt, asking a photographer. But anyways.
Well, and it's your response to it is always your responses. how you respond to a lot of things. But like this is something that also is pretty interesting as far as in the market side. In the people side is like it doesn't matter to a certain degree what I think of my own work as long as I'm confident in it. But like, if no one's willing to buy it at that price and at that work, then it's not good enough for them or whatever. And that's something that is like, because I thought when I put out, okay, I bought everything that was needed to be fully booked busy right when I opened my studio. I bought just everything. I had it so you can pay by credit card, by this, by that. I had a merchant account. I had everything done out. And now at this point, I had no scheduled shoots at all because I didn't feel comfortable scheduling shoots and then taking them to my grandfather's garage and throwing a log on the wood stove and then shooting them in the garage. So, but like I had everything ready and I had the plans just to be busy the whole time, and we opened our doors and did the marketing that we had in mind, and it was nothing. Now, whether with better marketing, if my work would have gotten somewhere, that's fine. That's cool. Because, like, you as a photographer in the business sense is in the business sense. Like, yes, you have your work always.
Yeah.
You have your work, but then it's like, alrighty, is it just that my marketing sucks, or that this sucks, or I mean, there's several areas where it could fail along the road.
Yeah,
and your work is one of them. But it's like if your marketing sucks, if your awareness, if your prices, if your follow through, if all that stuff really is terrible.
This is what I found out. So there's a photography company here in Tacoma. I won't name them, but there's a bunch of them. But I'm not going to name. There's one though that his work's decent. It's pretty good stuff actually, and I mean, but it's all right. And there's other people who are, but I found out that it's not the work. It doesn't matter. It's like this. You need to make money, and I think a photographer needs to work this way. First, deal with your marketing. Like if you're in it for money, like me, I'm fine with that where I'm at. I found a comfortable spot.
Craigslist marketer.
Yeah, but I think with my new prices, it's not going to work anymore.
I think you're going to price yourself out of there.
Yeah. So, and also I had a call today, and a guy, he's like, "What do you charge?" And I was like, $2,400. That's what I charge. And I was like, "Have a good one." I said, "Do you have any questions?" "No, it's just I'll talk to my wife, talk to the right." And he was gone. And I was like, "Well, you were price shopping, weren't you?" But anyways, you have to market first. You got to find out how much money you can make by doing this, and if it's even worth it, and if you're in the right niche market for what you're trying to shoot and what you're doing. Figure that out first, and then shoot and do your business. Because if you're just shooting and then shooting into your market, into making, it's not going to work. I mean, you have to figure out what it's going to cost. What it's going to cost you first. Mm-hmm. I could charge $10,000 a wedding. Doesn't mean I'm going to shoot those weddings. Mm-hmm. And the thing is I don't know if I want to shoot that bride. I don't want to shoot a $10,000 bride. I've been to one wedding, and I was
I remember this story.
I was doing video for it.
Yeah.
And I worked with the world's top 10 wedding photographer. What's his name?
Cucumber?
No. Oh, gosh.
I can't remember his name. Probably not Cucumber.
I don't... Anyways, he's here in Seattle. He's been on Creative Live. I shot with him. And I remember sitting in the car with him, and I'm just doing video. I've peon compared to... He shot the wedding for $5,000, and that wasn't even selling the photos to her yet. And then I was like, so we started talking about photography stuff, and I showed him my website, and he's like, "Whoa, really nice work, blah, blah, blah," and I'm like, and then I looked at his work, and I'm like, your work's mediocre. Like, how can you charge $5,000? And no offense, dude, but your work sucks, kind of, for what it's worth. To me. It kind of sucks. And he's charging $5,000 for it. I just can't believe. And so, anyways, this bride, so snobby and just like, and I just don't want a client like that. I want a client that wants me because they like me for me. So, and I do engagement shoots for free intentionally just to get to know my client. I want to be a friend with my client. I don't want to be a business advocate for my client where they like call me up and be like, I just want you because you're the most expensive person around, and that makes me be able to talk up to you because you charge more. I don't want to be that photographer. I want to do it because I thought the price was right for what I did, and I'm giving them good images, and I want to feel happy inside about my work, So I guess that's where it comes to me in marketing and money. Now, if Sid wasn't working, I'd bring my prices up to probably $4,500, and that would actually, and me and Sid would be having to do a lot of work, probably, and so, Thank God she works. That's all I gotta say. Because if she didn't, it would be really hard for us and for me to do this. But it was like this. I can either go to work and then pay for childcare, which is super duper expensive, or stay at home and do this. And I think it levels out this way. So it works as long as I keep on going with it. And every year is more exciting. I love what I do.
So I think
we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. So we will, I guess we'll wrap up here for now. This is, as always, with our videos, they start in one direction and then drive in circles.
Yeah.
We brought you probably nowhere.
No.
Hopefully a few of the ideas.
Well, what would you say if you were to tell someone who just getting into what you're in the market that you're shooting for right now?
In the volume market that I'm going for right now?
Yeah, what would you tell them?
Well, since I've only been there 2 months, what would I say to myself just in starting off there?
How about this? What would you say to a photographer starting out just in general to make money?
And they're not...
To make a living, what would you say to them when they were just you starting out? When you had the mindset, I'm going to make money doing photography, what would you say to yourself? If you can go back and talk to yourself.
I would probably say, sure, market's like one of them is like one of them, but like I would say try everything that you like. And now this is bad advice because you're not a specialist in anything, but try everything that you like to try and figure out where you fit. Because really, before you go out in the market, you have what you like, which is good and dandy and makes you feel good. But it's like, what does the market like that you do?
Yeah, so you can actually make a living in it.
If the goal is money, if that's more the goal to do photography for money, do a whole bunch of things like I wouldn't recommend. Like for me, I should have really never offered baby photography. Thank God I never got any.
I'm still building a portfolio of that and still deciding if I even want to do that.
Yeah. But it's like, I have this thing already. I'd be willing to do this. I was willing to do outdoor portrait shoots. I don't like outdoor portraits. It's not my thing. I was throwing a long lens below the background and whatever else, blah, blah, blah. But it's not me.
Yeah. And
so that's the other thing. If find out was you shoot a lot, but then if you want to make money, shoot for everything. Shoot for absolutely everything that you could do. See what the market likes that you do at that price point, at that skill level, where you're at right then and there. See what makes most sense to you and go with that.
And I'll answer the same question, but this will be for the wedding industry market, and it's a little bit different. And it's like a personal market. Everyone's so personal about wedding photography. It's kind of gross. But really, what it comes down to is don't listen to other wedding photographers. Like, don't listen to forums. Don't have, but take it for a grain of salt. I mean, take it for a grain of salt. Take stuff for a grain of salt, and don't. The first wedding you do is gonna, and also this. If I could tell anyone this though, when you go your first wedding, take pictures of everything they paid for. Take pictures of the small details and everything, and shoot for emotion. Always shoot for emotion first. It doesn't matter how good your photos look, but if you capture emotion, they'll speak for themselves automatically. And also, my biggest pet peeve, and this is just my biggest pet peeve, don't make photos with horizons that like the French in photos all the time. The earth is flat, for God's sakes. I just got to say that. Like, if you're trying to make your photo interesting because you're doing this, and you think just tilting it a little bit is going to make it better? I'm sorry. Those are just some of my pet peeves. I've seen
one photo that looked cool because it was tilted.
And they do.
And it was about 5 years ago. And that was the only one for me personally I've ever liked that was tilted.
It's when you're on land. So if you're on land, if there's a point of a horizon, it doesn't work. But I feel if they're lifted off somehow, it'll work. But yeah, there are those photos that do it, but I'm just like, it's those ones that people intentionally do it because they don't know what they're doing. They're just thinking, well, if I do this, it looks cool. And I'm like, but then there's those people who intentionally do it for the composition to make it work. I guess that's what I'm saying. It's like, I hate those photos that people are like, now it's cool. And also, you know, I used with the Sony A6000s, just to put that in here.
Boom, keywording.
Sorry, but the thing is that you know, they have I'm shooting with lenses with f-stops of f4. I do miss like shooting at f8, and I have my other lenses to do that, like the 50, f1.8 and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I miss 1.4 and, you know, and the full frame thing. What I found out though is that I shoot now for emotion, so I don't really care about my depth of field as much. I care that things are in focus, of course, but I don't care about if the background's blurred out. It's such a fad that I think that's another fad is people are like, let's blow it out, blow out the background. Buy an f0.9 lens, you know, and blow it out. And I don't know. It's just, I see that all the time on forums and stuff, and it's really about capturing the emotion. Just, if I were to tell myself that in the beginning would be this, Jason, I'd slap myself in the face and be like, emotion, 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 emotion. Oh yeah, I would have to like...
You would have to punch the crap out of yourself.
But...
There was no stopping the bulldozer.
No.
The bulldozer stops for nothing.
I am right, you are wrong. So...
Get out of my way. This van will pay.
But if I could say that, yeah, just shoot for emotion. Shoot for quality. Don't... You're shooting people's memories for the rest of their life. I mean, really, and I mean, it's funny, but you are. Give it... When it comes to weddings, what he's doing is different, but when it comes to weddings, shoot for them. Don't shoot for your selfish little self and your camera. Just do a good job. And that's all I gotta say is like, you're doing that. Give it some freaking integrity. Mm-hmm. So this is definitely the end of this video. We wanted to talk to you guys about like the crappy parts of photography and the scary parts of photography and the dark, shadowy cavern that is photography sometimes. It is. It can be. But I love it because it is that. I think that's the thing. I like it because it can be anything.
Well, so, yeah, business.
Yeah.
Like creative business of that.
And if you do it because you like it, don't do it for the money. Because if every creative live and every teacher in the world is saying that you just make a killing all the time, nothing's for free. Photography will take everything from you. I agree. That's what I have to say. Photography will take everything from you. So. All
right, so this was Tim and Jason with PhotoFide. If you are still feeling happy, you can press on more videos and we'll hopefully bring you down. All
right. Well, talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.
Bye.